Good afternoon, welcome back to Sonic Generations PC. Still going through the side missions of Speed Highway. This time we're going to look at the modern Sonic boost levels of Speed Highway. Let's first get our refresher of the level with the Doppelganger Race. So, what's kind of cool about Speed Highway is that at the very beginning of the level, you have about 3 or 4 different options. No, I think just 3. But still, you have 3 options of how you can approach this first part of the level. You could either just stay on the road and do it what's considered the normal way. You can try to catch the helicopter. That's usually seen as the most difficult way to go about it. And then you can also jump on that first rail that you see and go that way. And I'm not sure which way is exactly faster. I think the rail might actually be the fastest way to go about it, but the most flashy way to do it is definitely that helicopter. I've spent plenty of times trying to catch the helicopter. It's just very, you gotta get to it pretty quickly, and once it's gone, it's gone. The rail, you can actually backtrack and go to the beginning of the level and jump onto the rail easily, but if you miss the helicopter, you need to actually go into the pause menu and hit restart, because that's the only way you'll get the helicopter back. Like I said, that moment right there where he's running down the building is one of the most iconic moments in Sonic Adventure, and probably is what gave Speed Highway the honor to represent Sonic Adventure in this game. Just because it's very memorable, and also is something that was shown a lot in the trailers of Sonic Adventure as well. The original Sonic Adventure version of Speed Highway had a large portion that looked a lot like this, but then there was another portion of the level towards the very end that was referred to as At Dawn Speed Highway, and it was basically, it was cool because you had all these police vehicles chasing after you the whole level. Then you get to this area where it's a lot more calm, the music changes, and it's a little bit open. You can jump from building to building, and it was a pretty cool part of the level, and a lot of people were disappointed when that was not represented in the Sonic Generations version of Speed Highway. And that section I just mentioned, I think all of Knuckles, his version of Speed Highway, his version only took place in the At Dawn section. Like I said, Knuckles had this treasure hunting thing going on. He had to find pieces of his Master Emerald, which got shattered by the main villain of Sonic Adventure, Chaos. So it was those more open world type levels were definitely more suited for that, and probably why they used At Dawn for the entirety of Knuckles, because the highway is kind of too linear to have a search mission. So this level is a little bit, I mean, you'll get yourself hurt a lot if you're trying to do it quickly and you're not planning out your movements very well, because essentially what you need to do is you need to keep using your stomp ability to go further down in this box area. I'm not sure why there's so many boxes here. I'm not sure how to refer to this area as. I've never seen an area with these many wooden crates stacked so high. But you gotta keep trying to go down. I think at some point in this level I forgot that I had a normal boost. You can go horizontal as well, but you need to be trying to go down as much as you can in this one. And the fastest way to do that is using the stomp ability, but if you use the stomp ability, you are going to go down very quickly, and you can get yourself hurt very easily, like I've done already multiple times in this recording of it. But like I said, just like every other Sonic game. If you have at least one ring, you're not going to lose a life. So it's pretty forgiving in that regard. Some people think that that makes Sonic the Hedgehog a little bit too easy, the fact that you essentially cannot die due to getting hurt by enemies or obstacles, as long as you can recollect one of your rings. But I think it's a pretty clever way of having a health bar. Mario's way of doing it is pretty clever too. You know, you shrink down every time you get hit, but the ring collecting is definitely unique to Sonic. I can't think of other games that have done it, and any game that would attempt to do that would immediately be pointed to as a Sonic the Hedgehog ripoff. So in this level, we need to beat up Espio. Espio the Chameleon. He is from a game originally on the Sega 32X system called Knuckles Chaotix. The 32X system was not very successful whatsoever. It only had a handful of games, actually, and he was essentially the character that would let you, I believe his ability was climb up walls or turn invisible or something like that. He's turning invisible now, and you need to shine the spotlight on him and then hit him in order to progress to the next part of the level. He's essentially our big obstacle for this fight, and this level can be a little bit annoying because once you stun him with the light, you only have a short window to actually hit him, and if you can't manage to get to him in time, you'll have to shine light on him again. And with the way the level's designed, that could actually, be a little bit difficult to do at times. It's not like you're gonna be losing a bunch of lives in this level, but it's definitely one that might take a little bit longer. The S rank might be a little bit more difficult to pull off in this level, just because once you hit the light, you don't really keep your momentum, especially on like this one. You kind of just fall straight down after hitting the light, so it's kind of, you're not set up very well to go and hit SVO, so you gotta kind of, rebalance yourself after hitting the light. But overall, not a very difficult level. He starts shooting more shuriken at you as time goes on, but as long as you can collect your rings, you'll be fine. It's more annoying the fact that it'll stun you back and you'll have to start running again. That's the more annoying part than actually being at risk of losing life in this level. I think this is the last time you have to hit them. They have these moving platforms which will try to bump you off once you land on them. So going against that is a little bit difficult in this level. But it's still not the most annoying level in Speed Highway. We'll be seeing in just a little bit. I'm not sure which one I do next, but one of my least favorite side missions is in Speed Highway. Not that it's super hard, it's just kind of easy to mess up. So next we have our... oh, this one's pretty cool. In the modern stages, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but if you're making a turn, you can pull one of the trigger buttons on your controller, and Sonic will roll into a ball like in the classic games, and he'll use that to drift, which is a pretty fun way to make certain turns. It can definitely shave a few seconds off your time if you're going for a top time. I know in especially Cityscape it can be useful for taking some of the alternate routes, just making sharper turns like that. So drifting is pretty cool. It's kind of like in a racing game, there's usually a drift mechanic, something like that. The drift in Sonic Unleashed was a little bit looser. It wasn't really... so you can shave time off your your score. It was more so you can avoid certain obstacles. It was very specific in how you were supposed to drift, and he wouldn't roll up into a ball. He'd just kind of like put his hand on the ground and start running sideways, I guess. So that was his deal. So now we have to go to, I think we only have one more side mission left before we go collect the rest of the red rings that I'm missing, and that is Hot Pursuit. It's a ring machine level. So this is one of the ones I don't care for too much. You gotta make sure you reach the end of the level with 100 rings. We saw a level like this earlier, I believe, in Chemical Plant Zone. We saw something like this. And, you know, he'll drop a bunch of rings, but, and you don't lose all your rings when you get hit, but you lose enough to where, if you get hit more than, you know, 1 or 2 times, you're probably not going to have enough rings by the end of the level to, complete the level. So, that's a little bit rough, and I think I'm going to blame it mostly on the fact that these platforms are kind of placed in a way where you can get hit by those enemies, like, accidentally. You know, you'll think you're gonna hit the enemy, but you land on the platform in front of the enemy, and the enemy hits you. So that's what kind of makes it a little more difficult. And the ring machine also drops a lot more bombs in this Hot Pursuit level. So while you're trying to collect all the rings it's dropping, it's also going to try to drop bombs on you to keep you on your feet, and that red laser in the back is kind of a jerk move too. Yeah, but you gotta just kind of go at the same pace as the ring machine and collect the rings. And usually there's like a rhythm to it. He'll start dropping the bombs, and you'll know that there will probably be a few bombs to come shortly after, and then he'll stop dropping bombs and he'll only drop rings for a while. So it's not like it's totally random, and it is a set thing. He'll do the same thing each time you play the level. So you don't have to worry about the ring machine being too unforgiving, and he'll actually drop a bunch of rings here at the end if you haven't gotten your 100 rings, but as long as you don't get hit, you'll have way more than 100 rings at your disposal to finish the level. But, you know, like I said, get hit 1 or 2 times, maybe even 3 times, you're probably gonna have to restart the level because you don't have your rings. So once I collect this artwork right here, I will go and do the red rings. I think I might have missed an artwork earlier. I'll have to go back and make sure all my bells are rung, and make sure I have all the artwork. I do want to do a quick summary of all the collectibles at some point towards the end of the LP, once I, you know, have all of them on the save file. See exactly what those artworks are. When I'm collecting them here, all you see is that I collect artwork number whatever, but each one of those is an actual picture. So, and they're actually pretty cool. Some of it's concept art, some of it is character profiles, so definitely worth checking out, and we'll take a look at that sometime in the future. So, like I said, the rail at the beginning is where you're going to find your first red ring of this level, and if you miss the rail, you can actually go back, so you don't need to restart the level a bunch of times. You can go back, and usually either an air dash or a mid-air boost will get you on that rail, and you can easily collect that red ring. Once you're on that rail, it's impossible to miss the red ring. Even if you don't stay on that upper path, you'll still have the red ring under your belt, so it's not a very difficult one to collect. And I think the next red ring is not going to be for a little while. I think the next red ring is going to be when we're on that that part where we're running down the building. You gotta make sure you're set up just right, because that is one of the red rings you cannot backtrack to and go collect. If you miss it on that downhill run, then you're going to have to restart from your last checkpoint to collect that one. and I believe it's all the way to the right, towards the end. And it's not as easy to just stay towards the right for the whole time now, because you need to avoid these pillars, but if you know where it is, it's not a difficult red ring to collect. Now the final red ring is down this shortcut right here, and it's not as simple as just going down the shortcut and you'll run into it. You actually need to do one more thing. You need to make sure you jump up here and do the wall jump right there, and then you'll be on the right path to collect the red ring. You know, I always knew that the path where you break through the fence was going to have a red ring, but for the longest time I had no idea where it was, and that's because you need to also go down that path and also use the wall jump in that area. And then you'll be on this path, and it's still a while after you do the wall jump until you find the red ring. It's all the way at the end of this path. So it's a little bit cryptic in that way. I know that stumped a lot of people when the game first came out. So the first people who ever found that red ring immediately broadcasted it to everyone, and it blew everyone's mind. And that's it. That's all the red rings for Speed Highway. And that means we're done with Speed Highway altogether. We have all the artwork and all the music we get in Speed Highway. So next time we're going to be looking at City Escape, and I'll see you then.